Can you build an animated IP but without memes or trends? Hi, if you're new to this channel, I'm Dragana and I help animation studios and animators launch their first IP on social media or promote their animation projects like short films or any other passion projects they might have. Animation for Social Media is a group online coaching. Price is 750 euros. We have 4 weeks of live calls where you can ask me any questions or bring any videos I can give you feedback on, and how can you actually improve your storytelling for social media based on the pre-recorded lessons you will get as well. So first cohort is already done. The next one starts in January, and you will be able to receive all the recordings and questions and thoughts they had, so you can see how creators on a similar journey as you are tackling those issues and tackling those problems. So if you're interested in that, check more info below, and without further ado, let's get into the video. So if you're new to social media as an animator, you'll likely notice that a lot of these animation accounts are using slapstick comedy or trends or memes or like cheap storytelling of sorts, and you want to stand out, you want to be unique with your stories and uniquely resonate with your audience. So you're wondering, can you actually do that, or do you need to follow these social media rules in order to have a successful videos? Sad Noogie, I call it chicken nugget, but it's basically sad Noogie or Nobody Sausage. Those are brands very oriented into meme culture. And you can see how those two brands are very different because they have one thing that's in common to them. They are following the social media storytelling rules. So they're respecting the viewers' attention and how viewers perceive stories. So even though they're using trends or not using trends, they have to know what trickles a curiosity in the viewer. How can you write a caption so it's inviting the viewer to stay and watch the video till the end? And how do you prompt it to share that video with someone else? So regardless of whether you follow trends or not, you need to have a storytelling structure or storytelling pattern that resonate with how we humans perceive stories. And that's something I'm teaching you in the program. So you can see how you can basically think of it like a clay. So these story elements are like spices in your kitchen, and you get to decide what type of meal you get to make, or what type of dinosaurs or what type of toy you want to make out of that clay. But without having clay or without having spices and just expecting that dish or that toy can appear magically on itself just because you follow trends or memes, that's not going to happen. Because even though you follow something that's successful, if you don't know how to execute it properly, that's not going to work. But definitely there are many examples of IPs that don't follow trends. Check out Zoomies on TikTok. They're killing it. Without trends, just pure storytelling between two characters. But even if you do, you can see how Sad Noogie and Nobody Sausage are different. They're catering to a completely different audience. And even though they are using trends, they're doing it in their own way, in their own style. So Sad Noogie is more like catering to a millennial woman who is living alone with her cat. That's kind of my gauge who their primary avatar is, while Nobody Sausage is catering more to gym bros and teenagers who are just starting to grow muscle hair. That's how it feels to me. But either way, they're very in tune who their audience is and who their ideal client, so to speak, so to speak, is. They can speak in their language. So that's how I feel like they're even using trends, but they're on brand. Trends are on brand for their brand. So they're kind of the example how you can invite trends to be part of your storytelling dish, so to speak, but they're not the main ingredient, because you still have a lot of relatable stories you can tell, or you can use a gamified content like Chimpers is doing a lot. A lot of others animated IPs are copying it as well, where you can kind of interact with the viewer. They're kind of gamifying their whole content experience. Trends are just one small element in your culinary recipe where you can see what kind of dish you want to make and how do you want to design the user experience when someone lands on your page, and how do you want your brand to feel when they encounter you. So that's kind of it. Brands, I see brands as a supplement to every IP. And if done well, they can be really, really beneficial, and they can bring you a lot of success with your videos. So you can almost see trends as a famous celebrity who is doing outreach to unknown audience, and they're inviting that new audience to come to your house, to come to your channel. But your channel needs to have a lot of good meat, a lot of good substance, a lot of solid storytelling between your characters in order for that new audience to stay and to engage and to fall in love with your character. So it's one thing for that one video to perform well thanks to a trend or a meme you follow, but it's a whole other thing. What's that viral video gonna do after you invite that audience? If they don't find anything to engage there or find valuable, it's just gonna fall flat and your effort is not gonna do you much. So you wanna have a solid meat bone on your account that someone can also consume and not just see tons of other trends. So that's kind of how I'm thinking about trends, whether you are doing an animated content or a general content creation in animation space. That's how I would structure it. Yeah, and if you want to learn more about it, come join us in January, where when our first Zoom call is gonna start. And yeah, I can't wait to see what you'll create. Bye.